Alright, it's week 9 of our container gardening experiment, and Tiffany came up with a title this week. It's called The Stakes Are High, maybe for obvious reasons, and that is that we have staked many of our plants. You can see here, these are 4 tomato plants that we have staked, and basically what we did is we bought some bamboo stakes from the local hardware store, and we have sort of tied them off, so you can see here, just so that the plants grow upright, because they were starting to, sort of get weighed down. Is that what's going on? Tiffany?
Well, they're getting a lot taller now, and they, I think, needed a little help.
Yeah.
Especially since it's been so windy for the past couple of weeks.
It has been quite windy.
Storming a lot, so they get blown around quite a bit.
We want to stake our pepper plants too here, but they're just not tall enough yet. Yeah. What else should we update?
Okay, well, we had our first female flower show up.
And how can you tell the difference between a female flower and a male flower?
Well, I can show you if you want to look right here. This flower right here is a female flower, and you can tell because it has this little, like, mini fruit that actually becomes, this is a cucumber plant, so this is actually what becomes the cucumber. And this is similar for pumpkins and the zucchini and the squash. So what we've been getting so far has just been male flowers, which is this one here, which is just a flower. And so the way you can tell is the female flower has this little pod type thing that actually grows to be the fruit. Now what happens is if this doesn't get pollinated, it'll start to grow and then it'll just wither and fall off. So sometimes if you live in an area kind of like ours where there aren't many bees to kind of do the pollinating for you, you can do the pollinating yourself, where you would take one of these flowers, you peel the petals off, and you rub, I think it's a stamen, I'm not 100% sure what the flower terminology is, but it has the pollen on it, and you rub it in there. You should obviously do more research about that, because I'm not an expert enough in it to teach anyone how to do it.
Okay.
But we don't have any female flowers on our pumpkins or our zucchini plants yet, and that's the only one we've seen so far.
So we'll be able to tell, I guess, whether or not this pollination has worked by whether or not the little thing falls off soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. This is our pumpkin plant. It's still, but this is all female flowers here too?
No, those are all male flowers.
Male flowers, that's what I meant, yeah. Okay, our beans, we just harvested a few more beans the other day. And it looks like we've got some more growing here. Right there. Definitely more beans growing. Our lettuce that we transplanted recently is, I think, doing pretty well despite a rainstorm we had recently.
A bird stole some of our...
A bird stole some of it?
Yeah.
Oh, some of the coconut, the brown coconut that is sort of keeping up the wall. The other news this week is that we transplanted, these are more cucumbers here, which are already starting to sort of vine up. I don't know if you can see around this stake here, sort of vining up with their vines. We just put our second window box that we bought a while ago out here on the balcony, which has, what is it, wildflowers on it or something?
Yeah, it's a mix of different wildflowers.
Yeah, so nothing's growing yet, but we just planted it yesterday, so hopefully that'll be some nice flowers. And then, you know, our basil and our green onion. Our green onion, I have to say, I'm getting more encouraged about it, because after Tiffany pared it down a little bit in terms of weeding out some of the weaker looking ones, it's now starting to actually look kind of green oniony. I don't know if you can sort of see that, but they're looking stronger. They're maybe about the size of chives at the moment, which is good. And then, of course, our basil is amazing, as always. We're not sure what this plant is here that's growing out of it. We assume that it's some kind of herb, but if anybody has any ideas you could mention in the comments what your guess is.
We think it could be oregano, but we're not sure.
Well, you think it could be oregano. I'm unconvinced. But this is it, basically. Yeah, so any guesses, please let us know in the comments. Our other mystery little plant, which, again, we're pretty sure is parsley, seems to be doing okay. We recently transferred him outside, but there's still just one of him, so that's that. So that's Container Gardening Week 9. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Sunday.